Sean Isaacs from Style Africa Fashion Network. Make sure you meet Thaamir Moerat, who wrote this book, Mama, I Sold You. He's going to be talking at Johannesburg in Midrand on the 19th and 20th in Johannesburg, so be sure to catch him there.
Welcome to the Dynamic Wealth Conference. Pat yourself on the back, give yourself a round of applause for being here, because by being here, you've made the decision to actually invest in your sales health. Okay, everybody, well done for being here. Thank you for coming. We're going to rock it the next 2 days. You're going to hear the best speakers all over the world are going to be here for the next 2 days. I'm local, I'm South African. I can't consider myself as good as these guys. You're going to hear the best guys. You're going to teach you on how to make money. Okay, I'm here to teach you guys about sales. I'm here to teach you guys about sales education. I'm here to teach you about why you need to sell. Okay, everybody, you can sit down. Everybody awake? Who's still sleeping? So I'm going to speak to you today about sales education. I've got a half-an-hour slot, so I'm going to try and cramp in as much as possible. Okay, everything in life is sales related. What am I doing right now? Selling myself. You ask a girl on a date. I see all the guys smiling. You got to sell yourself. You meet the in-laws. Sell yourself. Go for a job interview. Sell yourself. Manage people. Sell yourself. Who in the room are in the sales related industry? All of you should have put your hands up, because everything in life is sales related. If you're a lawyer, you got to sell to get clients. If you're a doctor, you got to sell to get clients. I see a lot of you doing this. We are all salespeople by nature. It's the oldest profession in the game. The first job out there was sales. And the day I decided that, I've always just had a mouth on me. I didn't study, by the way. I left matric. I passed, I was at Paul Boys. I got about 50%. You know, back in the days, you needed about 48% to pass, 1999. I passed with 50%, didn't know what I was going to do with my life, didn't have a job, I couldn't go and study. And I fell into sales by chance. Tell me, all of you that put your hands up, how many of you actually fell into sales by chance? You wanted to do something else? Most salespeople out there, if you ask them what their profession is, they would actually tell you that I'm doing sales until I can find something better. Guys, sales is a job. Because if you have sales skills, you'll always be able to make money. So the most important sale in life is to sell you to yourself. That's first. You aren't sold on your importance. How do you expect someone else to be? And I didn't know that at 19, 20. I grew up really well. My dad had everything. And at 19, he went completely bankrupt. Point of homelessness. We didn't know what we were going to do with our lives. I had 5 brothers sleeping at the back of a Mazda Midge. And by chance, you know, you open up you're going through the papers and you're looking for no experience required. What are you going to do with your life? I see this ad, call center, sales, go in Durbs. So, how many of you are in call center sales? Because Durbs like South Africa's hub for call center sales. And I saw this call center sales, no experience required. And I still don't know why people say that for sales job, no experience required. It's almost as if, let's just try and do a sales job. Got into my car, I had about 50 bucks for petrol and about 30 bucks left for food. Drove into this company, and like as I got there, literally went, ga 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 ga. And there was no petrol in my car. So it was fate. In the parking area of the building, I literally just stuck, and I didn't know what I was going to do. You know, because you still have the nice clothes, but you don't have money. Walked into this call center and told the guy that I'm here for the job. And he looked at me funny and he said, Mr. Armani suit, you're at the wrong place. Like, what's this guy doing? And I told him, don't look at my suit. My dad bought this for me before he went bust. And I really need this job. He looked at me and I was really emotional. You guys, you know how it is when you, come on, all this problems sitting here, right? Everybody has problems. And to everybody, that problem is the world. But everybody has problems. And when I came in there that day, the guy, his name was Daniel, he looked at me and he said, you know what, tell me your story. Because I was so emotionally drained. You know, when he asked me, you're at the wrong place, I felt like breaking down. I told him, listen, I need this job. I stuck downstairs. I don't have petrol money. I'm going to be here, whether I like it or not. I'm actually going to be sleeping in my car until I make some money to get home. I stepped into his office and I just broke down and I cried. And he said that if you can make me a sale today, you can get the job. Once you get on the phone and you can't sell. And I was trying my best to close. I couldn't. And every time, I ate a brick. And I was still sitting there watching this guy. And he just looked at me and he said, carry on. Because he was like, it's almost like a rugby coach in his team. He was like really encouraging me and looking at me, wanting me, vouching for me. I kept on pitching until 9:30. I called this lady in the Eastern Cape and I couldn't pronounce her name. She said, call me Mama. It was the easiest. And I used every technique that I thought I knew on how to make that sale. And I closed at 9:30. Hence, the title of my book and my training program is called Mama, I Sold You. I thought, wow, Mama, I sold you. I broke down in tears. It was so emotional. I got my contract. 2 weeks later, I was the top salesman. Slept in my car that month, by the way. Luckily, there was a shower at work. Every day we'd work for cash incentives and I could buy my food. By the end of month 1, I was a top salesman. By the end of month 2, I was a team leader. 6 months later, they were my partners in my first business. Where everybody comes and where everybody wants to sell. I got to be on my A game today. This is it. So I fell into sales by chance and it gave me a lifeline. It gave me a lifeline. I'm going to start with opening techniques. Just quickly. The first thing you have when you meet somebody is 10 seconds, whether it's on the phone, whether it's face-to-face, and you probably heard this so many times. I saw people in Cape Town, a speaker gets on the stage, 10 seconds later, they'll watch you for 10 seconds, and within 10 seconds, some of them will sit back and go like this, and others will go to their phone. Why? You've got 10 seconds to impress, whether you're doing a presentation, whether you are selling on the phone, you've only got your voice. Whether you're selling face-to-face, I've seen speakers and salespeople practice their sales pitch, whether it's on the phone or whether it's face-to-face, for hours. And they spend 90% of the time on their opening. Because if you do your opening right, it just sets a tone for the rest of the day, or for the rest of the call, or for the rest of the sales pitch. And I always tell people that present yourself with pride, class, and character, and everything else will take care of itself. I actually saw an ad the other day. It says, suit up or shut up. Now, or real gangsters wear suits. I'm not saying we're gangsters, but how you dress and how you present yourself to the world will determine the type of people you attract. You got to know that. If you want to dress like a thug, you're going to attract thugs. If you're in the rapping industry and you're dress like a rapper, you'll attract other rappers. How you dress and how you present yourself in your industry is probably 60% of the sale. It's part of your opening. How you present yourself on the phone, how you present yourself face to face. Okay. So the opening is only one part of what you need to do. Do the opening well, and everything else will just take care of itself. Do they need your product? It's like, I've heard that Port Shepstone has the best it's the best fishing spot in the country. Is that true? Any fishermen? So, it's like, I see the fishermen saying no dubs. Either or. So you've got to qualify your client. It doesn't help that you're going to go fishing in a bloody river with no fish that's this small if you have the whole ocean. It doesn't help that you are just going to go out there and sell your product to a certain audience. You are obviously all here to learn and to make money. So whatever product you're here to be sold on something and be taught a certain wealth and sales skill. So whatever you are selling, very important to qualify your client first. Qualified leads are 100% better than unqualified lead. How do you quantify your product? Let's go for it. Prove that the need exists. There's a lot of good salespeople in the crowd. Those of you who gave answers, you can partner with me and we can See what we can do in terms. Quantify that product. The first thing that the consumer is thinking is price. When he sees a car, he goes into Volkswagen, you go there and you have a look at the GTI, you have a look at the Polo. In your mind, you are thinking of price. It's subconscious. Every consumer first thinks of price. So your job as a salesperson would have to be to quantify this product. So how do you quantify? You got to add value. Because that client, in his mind, he's thinking, okay, 20,000 Rand? 15,000 Rand? It's your job as a salesman to add value. Are you with me? That's how you quantify your product. So you're always just adding value. Always try and add as much value as possible, because subconsciously, that's the only thing your client is thinking of. Close. Guys, how do you close? Simple technique. Qualify, quantify, close. It's asking for the order. Over pitching, and they are so into their product and their presentation that they forget how to close. A lot of us go on a date with a girl, and the whole night she's thinking, she wants you to kiss her, right? You've been there, eh? But at the end of the night, you're driving and you're about to drop her at home, and the girl's actually thinking, kiss me already. A lot of times, that's what happens when we sell. We are over pitching, and the client's like, close me. Close. Now, through my training packages, you will be taught these techniques to pick up on clients' behavior. On the phone, whether it's face-to-face, you will be able to pick up on a girl wants you to kiss her. When that client wants you to close him, you've got to close, and close hard. And a simple close could be just asking for the order. Guys, a lot of times, we are so scared to go out there and ask for the order, and actually just close. What's the worst that can happen? Guy says no. The girl gives you a... In sales, it's exactly the same. Face rejection, welcome rejection. It's part and parcel of the package. It's a natural part of the sales process. You've got to go through a certain amount of no's before you get to that yes. And the more no's you get to, you should actually be glad, right? You should actually say, thank you. Because the more no's you get to, the closer you are to your yes. The closer you are to your yes. So be relentless. Go out there, pitch as much as possible. When I start on a Monday morning, this is all I hear. Go. My theme song's Hungry Like the Wolf, Duran Duran. And whenever I feel that I'm in a slump, I'll put on the Hungry Like the Wolf and I'll go for it. Guys, come on, we are all sitting here for a reason. That's the first step. You can fall asleep here for the next 2 days and waste your time and your money, or you can decide to make a concerted effort now. Now, I'm the first speaker, I'm starting, I'm opening for the best speakers in the world. I'm privileged to stand here today. You can decide now. You've got 2 days. Are you here to take notes? Because come on guys, I know these things. The first, in the morning, everybody's taking notes, and later on you fall asleep or you're feeling tired. Stay upbeat, stay hungry, stay driven. I took George on a road trip through the Eastern Cape, through Amtata and Butterworth, and we drove down from Cape Town. And I don't know where it was. I think it was in Kokstad, where we stopped at this buffet. And as we came in, there was this guy standing in the buffet, and he had two plates packed, full, like literally to the T. And he was like, wait, looking for more. But this guy was like, he was obese. I'm not talking about overweight. I'm talking about obese. He was standing there with his 2 plates, and it looked like little side plates in his hands. And I was watching this guy, and I told him, I just made a joke. I said, hey, watch the figure there. And he told me, what do you mean? Round is a figure. And he laughed. Unfortunately, that is how a lot of people view their sales health as well. Health experts suggest, who of you are in training? I see there's a couple of gym boys. Health suggests training 4 or 5 times a week for an hour to stay in shape. If you invested the same amount of time and energy in your sales education, think of what you can achieve. If you invested the same amount of time in your sales education. What is good enough, people? I always say push that good enough barometer. Good enough is when the Springboks loses to the All Blacks by 2 points. People who are happy with good enough, they cheat themselves, they cheat their family, they cheat their company, they cheat their children. For the next 2 days, I challenge you. Challenge your good enough barometers. Decide what is your good enough feeling. Learn from these speakers and try and push that good enough barometer to another level. Try and push it to another level. Okay. My sales package is on sale. It's on special at the back. It's going to be here for the weekend. I sell it for 5,000 Rand a week, 1,000 Rand a day. If you aren't happy after day 1, you leave and you get your refund, 4,000 Rand. If you're not happy after day 2, you leave and you get your refund, 3,000 Rand. So we are not out there. You know what? The first 20 people to sign up, we'll do it at half price, 2,500 Rand for the week. We will be doing a training package, full training package here in Durban within the next month or 2, depending on the take-up. And you guys will be able to get the full training course from me. Thank you very much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day.